time now for the BHL Morning News on this Thursday morning, December 10th, 2015. Good morning to you all this lovely Thursday morning, December 10th, 2015. Here are your news lines here. Top story at 5:30 a.m. here on this Thursday morning. Here is Syed Rizan Farouk, one of the shooters who killed 14 people last week at a social services agency in California, was discussed on a stage at a terrorist attack in Los Angeles area when a neighbor as early as 2012, but got cold feet, investigators said. Beijing, North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, has claimed that his country has developed a hydrogen bomb, a significant step forward from the less powerful atomic bomb. Muslim Republicans fear Donald Trump's escalated anti-Muslim reorder kept this week by his call to block all Muslims that treated the country concerned Muslims wait for the GOP from a generation saving all ties to the Constitution. Seattle. Governor Jay Inslee declared a state of emergency in Washington Wednesday after days of heavy rain has caused rivers to rise, flooding the landslides across the western part of the state. Robert Lee Deer talked to Judge Gil Martinez during court appearance on Wednesday in Colorado Springs, and he said he is a worry for all the babies, said the Planned Parenthood shooting suspect. On Wednesday, Time magazine finally unveiled who most deserved to be its person of the year for 2015, from ISIS warlord Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi to Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump to supposed hero Kate Bush Jenner. There was the winner, and it is Angela Merkel of Germany. A 15-year-old boy is among 5 suspects charged with a conspiracy to plan a terrorist attack in the city following a series of counter-terrorism raids across the city, according to Australian officials. Putin claims that Turkey is smuggling the terrorist group's oil, but the awkward truth is the ally of his Assad bias, more from his ISIS own private partnership. Buenos Aires, Argentina. After 12 years of often advised to rule and every spending of social welfare programs, Argentina's president-elect promises to usher in an era of more civil discourse and rural backbench of the spending that many economists said. Seoul, South Korea. A fugitive labor leader has taken a refuge in a well-known Buddhist temple and surrendered to himself for 40 days on Thursday, and then a 24-day standoff instead of a rare police raid within the temple complex. New York, a severed pig's head was left outside of the mosque in Philadelphia as an Islamic center in Florida was defaced. A Sikh temple in California was vandalized by someone who mistook it for a mosque and left graffiti that included a profane language. Officer says he didn't enough one in Freddie Gray's death in Baltimore. Former Washington, D.C. Mayor Vincent Gray poised for comeback with a federal probe over. A former police chief in New York City was arrested on Wednesday accused of attacking a handicapped man in 2012. Investigators believe that James Burke, the former Suffolk County police chief, attacked the man who was suspected of breaking into his SUV. The nation's middle class, long-appealing U.S. economy and foundation American dream has stretched to the point where they no longer constitute the majority of the adult population, according to the new major study. The Swiss National Bank left interest rates at a record low and maintained its pledge to intervene if needed to push back against pressure on the significantly overvalued threat. London, oil edged on Thursday, supported by a falling U.S. crude inventories after a run 10 weekly rises, but a global oversupply concerns persist as investors look at the year end. And look at your stocks there. As politicians move to hammer out a deal at the UN Climate Center in Paris, environmental groups have accused the conference's corporate sponsors of being more concerned about their appearance on least their impact on the planet's stagnant concrete. However, Senator Trump's Buckwheat stood in the Sinn Féin what is about bigger than a Cocker Spaniel. The right spots captured the public imagination when they were first spotted by NASA's unarmed unmanned Den spacecraft that was reported to the dwarf planet in March. Research arm of the U.S. Intelligence Committee this week awarded IBM to invest the research grant to continue working on quantum computers. New York, life expectancy in the United States has softened in 3 straight years. The government announced Wednesday a job board last year can expect to make it to 78 years and 9.5 months, the same prediction made from the previous 2 years. CNN and researchers in the U.S. have created the world's first litter of puppies out of vitro fertilization of breakthrough with they say can help to eradicate the disease in dogs and the humans. Mexico City, Mexican health authorities approved the first vaccine to gain official acceptance for U.S. against a dengue virus, which sickens about 1 million people every year, mostly Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Peter Cheladusa, 535, tied up for a spot report here. Last night, the Boston Bruins defeated the Montreal Canadiens up in Montreal 3-1, while the Boston Celtics defeat the Chicago Bulls 105-1. Tonight, the Norton Lancers boys varsity basketball team will open up the 2015-2016 at the Norton High School in Norton, Massachusetts, as they will square off against the Seacock Warriors. Game time 6:30 p.m. at Norton High School. Nashville, the Mets made a nice fast recovery from the shot of losing out on Ben Zupis getting installed second baseman and Neil Walker because they traded John Neeson and Neil with a Parks. The cost was negligible. After a horrible 2014-2015 season, a short order have emerged to the rank among the NBA's most pleasant first quarter surprises. Even when the Golden State Warriors started the season 23-year looking like overwhelming favorites to repeat as champions, Boston Celtics man David Lee doesn't have a regret with the way things ended in Oakland. As the Boston Celtics will look to try to hand the Golden State Warriors their first loss of the season Friday night at the Garden. Peter Cheladu's time is now 5:36 into this. Time out for Trevor reported this Thursday morning. Looking at the maps and it shows highways and Rhode Island looking good. Here, 140 in the northbound side. It's a little slow before Route 24 in Taunton. Here, 24 to the northbound side. It's got an accident around Route 139 and Staunton around the southbound side of Route 24. Spectrum delays here as Route 24 northbound a little slow after Hurston Boulevard and Avon here. 95 in the northbound side a little slow around Route 128 in Canton here. Highways in Worcester are looking good here. 120 to the southbound side is slow from Route 28 and Randolph all the way to the Braintree split. Route 3 to the northbound side a little slow from U Street to Braintree all the way up to the Braintree split. South Fisk Express on the northbound side, a little slow from Quincy all the way at the Dorchester. 128 on the northbound side. It is slow around Route 28 Lexington here. 93 to the southbound side is slow from 128 all the way out to Stoneham. 93 to the southbound side, a little slow from 485 all the way at the Andover here. And highways in New Hampshire are looking good here. And Main Turnback looking from York to Augusta via Portland. And 295 looking good from Portland to Gardner. All right, let's take a look at what is going on in the MBTA here. Subway system is looking good. The conveyor rail and the ferries, they are looking good. Peter Channel News Time is now 5:38 here on this Thursday morning. Here, time out for a weather report here. For today, Pacific between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. was clouds skies becoming mostly sun skies about 37 degrees. Southeast about 5 to 7 miles becoming southwest in the afternoon. Tonight, Pacific up to 4 a.m. was podcast skies about 41 degrees. Calm wind. Friday, Pacific before 10 a.m. was mostly sun skies about 59 degrees. Calm wind becoming southwest from 5 to 9 miles in the morning. Winds can gust as 21 miles an hour here. Friday night, podcast skies about 41 degrees. Southwest about 3 to 6 miles an hour here. Saturday, podcast skies about 59 degrees. West from about 5 to 7 miles an hour here. Saturday night, most skies got about 44 degrees. Sunday, most skies got about 59 to about 46 degrees. Monday, showers like maybe after 5 p.m. Most skies got about 58 degrees, chest patient 6%. Monday night, showers like maybe before 8 p.m. Most skies got about 44 degrees, chest patient 6%. Tuesday, most Sunday podcast got about 53 to about 35 degrees. And for Wednesday, most skies got about 53 degrees. Currently, here in Dalton, it's 47 degrees with most skies got humidity 6%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Thursday morning, December 10th, 2015. I'm Peter. Hope you have a good morning and a good day to all. See you later on. Have a good morning.